board meeting, but officials asked him to stop. Here's what he had to say about that.
If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? You see, we have perverts that are perverting our kids. And you all sit back smug in your chairs and celebrate diversity. Here, it's called It's Perfectly Normal. I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's becomes erect, stiff, and larger. Sometimes a
books they have in our schools. Parents, you need to wake up. They are sexualizing our children in school. We need to pay attention to what is happening in our school. Let's hear this pastor who have multiple videos on social media of him reading books that his children takes home from the school library. And now look what they're about to say. They're about to say that this is inappropriate for this type of setting of being in the school board meeting, but yet they allow children to take these books home. Unbelievable.
A bit of clear fluid that may contain sperm comes out of the tip of the and makes it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said? If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? We have perverts that are perverting our kids. And you all sit back smug in your chairs, but you don't want me to read it. Why? Does it bother you? Yes or no? How dare you tell me to stop reading it? If you don't want to hear it.
Is very angry, but I could see why he's angry. I mean, can you imagine what he just read? Why does elementary children need to know about those type of things? And why is it so inappropriate for him to read this in a school board meeting, but yet they want to give it to children? This is absolutely insane, and this is why we need to pay attention to our children. Parents, they are the future, and they're trying to over-sexualize our children right under our nose.
Why should the children have to see it?
Pastor, your time is up. Thank you.
That makes two of us.
Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and only ladies and gentlemen.
This video is of a young woman that was beat up by a transgender male outside of her school because he wanted to use her bathroom. And this transgender boy beat her up outside. It was a video on social media, but this is what's happening in our school, where they're allowing boys just to wake up and say, I identify as a girl, and they're allowing these boys to use the girls' locker room and to use their bathroom. Take a look.
Is and shall always be. I am an 18-year-old high school student and wanted to take this time to bring to your attention the current issue with biological men claiming they are women and in turn truly believing that they are entitled to use women's spaces. There was an incident within our district that occurred recently regarding a transgender woman who really is a biological man having an altercation with a young woman at MLK High School. It was infuriating when I had seen the video on social media, but what was detrimental to this is the fact that this man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, the question we must address is why are we affirming the mental confusion of this?
To this young woman for speaking up. A lot of women are so afraid of speaking up because they're being canceled, they're being reported. I even saw some woman on the news losing her job over stating that there's only two sexes. We have a child who was sent home because he had on his shirt two genders, and they sent him home because they said that he is affecting people who don't believe that. Can you imagine the time that we're living in? So kudos to this young woman for sharing her experiences that she's going through with these nonsense policies.
And putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces. Of course, course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it. But what about the women? What about the true girls like myself who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is, we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women. I will conclude with this. It all starts with you. You are in charge of the safety of us women and the kids of our parents. So please do something about it. Thank you.
I do not want my children to learn about anal sex in middle school.
This woman went on a rant about anal sex at a school board meeting.
Take her out back, we boys figured, then hand on the titties. Put it in her coin box, put it in her cornhole, grab a hold of that braid, rub that calico. You can find that on page 39 of the book called Out of Darkness, which you can find at Hudson Bend Middle School and Bee Cave Middle School. All right, not gonna lie, I had to Google cornhole because I have the game in the back of my yard. But according to Wikipedia, cornhole is a sexualist slang vulgarism for anus. It's verb form to cornhole.
Can you imagine an adult don't even know these sexual terms, but yet they want a child to know these sexual terms? What is happening? Why is it so necessary to have these type of books in school where it's putting these children in this sexual mindset of learning all of these terms that they should not know about? School is for the child to learn math, English, social studies, and science, right? But now they don't even want to teach. Now they don't even want to teach science anymore. Now they're saying that there's more than 2 genders, and that is not science. So kudos to these moms for speaking up.
The usage in the 1930s means to have anal sex.
The school board meeting was held to discuss COVID-19 and the district's finances. However, during the public comments portion, Kira Bell took to the podium to discuss the book Out of Darkness by Ashley Hope Perez.
I do not want my children to learn about anal sex in middle school. I've never had anal sex. I don't want to have anal sex. I don't want my kids having anal sex. I want you to start focusing on education and not public health.
She continued her speech even after her mic was cut.
Stone, you're on.
Officials, you are supposed to be educating our children. Do not teach them about anal sex.
The book centers around the retelling of the 1937 New London school explosion that left 295 people dead. It was reportedly pulled from the library shelves following the woman's complaint.
Caesar of Rome, the emperor. I am also a female. Does anybody here believe that?
So in this video, a lot of parents, they start doing this where they will come dressed up and try to explain the craziness that we are telling the children that you could be whoever you identify as. So this father is dressing up as, trying to make a point, trying to explain to the school board that people's feelings does not affect reality, right? Reality is reality. Feelings does not detect reality. And this is what he's doing in this type of analogy.
Anybody believe that? No? Of course not. It's ridiculous. I'm not Caesar. I'm not a woman either. I'm here.
One such example that made rounds on social media was this school board meeting in Frisco, Texas last November.
And she grabbed his with her hands and started moving it.
One mother read a graphic passage describing sexual assault from a book she says was in a school library.
Finally, she stopped crying because he put his
I don't think you before school board member shut off her mic, you hear the crowd react.
You survived 2 attempts.
Your time is up. Thank you so much. And there's a child in our boardroom, so I'd like for you to please stop reading that.
The book, a popular coming-of-age young adult novel, The Perks of Being a
All around the country.
So apparently she couldn't read the book in the school board meeting because there was a child around, but yet they have children reading these books. It just don't make sense to me. Parents really have to wake up, pay attention, and see what is happening with our children, and we need to pay attention. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video.